This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks. Hello folks, welcome to another episode of Cape Rugby TV where we talk about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Big thanks of course to our partners on board with us here, Score Energy Drinks, of course official partners to the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens, and as you know of course Thorburn Security Solutions, as well as Yes Electrical down on Voortrekker Road. Folks, we've got a full show for you tonight. We'll be catching up with Mzi Gadushe. He is of course the chairperson of Langa Rugby Football Club. It's going to be quite exciting. As you know of course Langa had a successful 2019 season and are now in Super League B. We'll speak to Cruz France. He's captain of Gardens, and for those of you that don't know this, Gardens of course officially made it into Western Province in 2019. Thabo Nkongo is the captain over at False Bay. We'll catch up with him together with Dylan Freilink, of course no stranger to club rugby as well. They are together in the interview, so that's going to be quite exciting. And we'll speak to Andre Kermis. Andre is of course the chairperson of Albions, and Albions of course has had such a successful couple of seasons and have made such incredible progress and have such fantastic fans, and so we'll be catching up with him and taking a look at some of the previous matches also during the course of the show. But joining me now of course to get the ball rolling from Langa, the chairperson of Langa, Mzi Gadushe. Hello Mzi, how are things on your side?
Thanks, JP, for having me in the show. Things are doing great. We're very happy, and on the issue of Corona right now. So, administratively wise, we are very, very busy than before. But nevertheless, the club is live and kicking.
Well, we're glad to hear that. But we of course started this conversation about 2 months ago already. So we've got to play a little bit of catch up now. Lockdown came, and then of course it was a big shock for everybody, but you guys went into immediate action and started galvanizing the players and the club, not only from a rugby point of view but also to help the local neighbors.
That is correct, JP. What the club have done was that we were so fortunate that there was a trust that we in partnership with, which is called Tabi Chubes Educational Trust, that have been assisting the club in terms of helping the community of Langa. So we had partnership with Mokone Primary School, where we had the parents of the kids in that area, where they distributed about 100 food parcels when level 5 was kicked in. And then thereafter, the trust gave the clubs, which is, the juniors of the club, about 43 food parcels. So we've been happy and engaging with the community of Langa to make sure at least we're keeping track with the community as our shareholder, yes.
And you've also got a card initiative where people can sign up on the card and be part of your club structure, and then that benefits one of your chosen charities.
That's correct. So what happened is that because we're in the situation as a club that currently the current executive, which are the guys which were playing for the club, and now we are custodians of the club. So we had to sit down and think, what can we do to grow the club? So there was an initiative that we have seen where a supporters club can be able to be open up, where you'll be able to pay a 79 rand to join up for the rewards program, and where you're gonna get some benefits, and the club as well will be able to get some piece of that, so that at least we can generate some income. As you know that there are no rugby happening, so the club have to have a revenue stream to be able to survive, coming the expense of the club administratively. It's a very good value for money, basically. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about rugby. 2019 was a good year for you guys. You managed to come out in the top there in Super League C, promotion to Super League B now. Give us your feeling on 2019. Was, as I say, from the outside, it looked like you guys were on a roll.
JP, the 2019 season for the club has been a very overwhelming season, where we changed the structure of coaching department, where Jongi Nokwe, our hero, is a Springbok. He came in and he gelled with the boys, and he had his team, technical team, where he worked with. And I must say that he made a very fundamental aspect in terms of building the boys and the management was more assisting to make sure that the vision of the boys to be able to do well for the season, which made us to be number 4, I think, on the log, and we went on, and then we played on the semi-final at City Park, where we all then end up being champions. So
there it is. There's the trophy.
Really great for us. Yeah. So we played in Newlands, and it was a very, very first time for other guys to see the platform of Newlands and go to the changing room, and the boys gave themselves a very, very overwhelming year, and they were so dedicated, and the senior players played a very big role. So the fans, everyone, JP.
As we're doing at the moment, we're looking at some of the hits and memories of 2019, 2020's friendlies, and so on. We've got a game here that we chose, which was, of course, the Langa Strand United game over at Abattoir. Let's take a look at the game, and then you give us some feedback. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks. Big game for you guys there. You came away with a 44-12 win over Strand United, but not an easy game.
JP, that was not a very easy game. As we were preparing for that game, we knew that we must come on tops, because every game at that time mattered for you to be able on the promotion setup.
Yeah.
And the coaching department planned very well that we're playing an away game, and we have to make sure that the boys are ready, and the technique or the game structure for that game was to make sure, because you know that Strand plays a very open game.
Yeah,
so we wanted to match them to make sure that the back line engages with them, and then we managed to cross the advantage line. So it was a very big game for us to be able to come, because I think Strand, if they have won, then they'll be like above us. So it was a very tight contest, very much. Yeah.
From a player perspective now, the guys obviously unable to practice formally. A lot of training behind the scenes. Are you in touch with the players? Are you guys chatting?
Yes, JP. We are in touch with the players, as you all know that we're currently level 3. So restrictions now are better than what they were before. So clubs are able, or players are able to train individually. So there is a route that the boys are using in Langa, where you'll take a route within Langa and then can go to Pinelands. So between the morning and the evening, so the boys are actively involved individually at their own time.
Yeah, of course, difficult times at the moment. I think we're going to leave it there and say to you guys, obviously you have to stay safe and isolated and follow all the regulations out there. But you guys know that, and we trust that you guys are safe and healthy out that side, and we passed our best wishes on to the players and the management.
If I may speak in Xhosa, JP, I'm not sure I can do that to the boys.
Of course.
We fans, we players, from the executive point of view, siyabulela kakhulu ngenkxaso esithembayo ukuthi ngoku siyiclub sakwazi ukuthi sidibanise ingqondo, sihlale phansi siplane for unyaka ozayo, kuba irugby ingathi ayizoba khona kulo nyaka. Umuntu ongaphangeliyo asijoyine ku-Facebook page yeclub ukuthi kwenzeka ntoni na, yonke information sithumela khona. So enkosi, and thank you so much for supporting the club, and we hope that next year come everything will be done and we're back to normality again. Otherwise, at the moment, level restrictions are making us to do administration and communicate with the club via Facebook page and engage with us if you need us at any given time. Thank you so much, JP.
Thanks, MZ. We appreciate your messages of support, and we look forward to chatting with you again.
Thank you so much indeed, and have a lovely day, JP. Thank you.
Zukisi Gaudushe there, for folks, of course, chairperson of Langa. They're doing some great work, of course, Super League C, and then promoted into Super League B, and well, I'm sure they were ready to get on the field, but have to wait a little bit longer, and we'll see what those announcements are. Don't go away. We'll come back after break. We'll carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Hello everybody, welcome back. It's of course Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. A lot of players out there, of course, that still have remained active with the hope that there might be some club rugby activity, but we'll wait and see what happens if there are any announcements later in the year. We've been reaching out to the players, the coaches, the administrators, and joining me on the show this evening is Thabo Nkongo from False Bay and Dylan Freiling, both from False Bay. And fantastically enough, we've both got them both on the line together with us. How are things going on your side, guys?
How's it? Things have been tough, eh? Normally at this time of the year we would have played a couple of games, would have had some bumps and bruises already. But at the moment, it's just it's weird.
For you guys, I mean, Dylan, the people, the players at False Bay, especially your captain, well, not captain anymore, but former captain Graham Snoop, he says you guys have got too much gees there. So is that a problem for you guys? Are you guys getting gees cold turkey?
Definitely not. I mean, it goes around wherever you go. So, I mean, in our house at the moment, we try to keep things as gees as we can. Obviously there's a lot of banter and gears that's still going along in the groups with all the challenges that are going on. So the gears goes wherever we go, I guess.
So tell us a little bit about that, Thabo, from a False Bay point of view. Obviously a big disappointment for you guys. You're not on the park right now. It must be kind of difficult.
Yeah, it is, because I feel like there was a lot of prep that was done in the off season to get prepared for this season. We started a little bit early as well, just so that we can try get ahead of the pack. And because there was hopes of Gold Cup happening, we thought we'd start early, but it hasn't. So it has been a little bit frustrating, not knowing what's going to happen going forward in the year. But yeah, everyone's kind of been left to themselves to try stay fit, keep the mind going. Obviously, like Dylan mentioned just now, we've got our various groups, and we try set challenges for the guys to compete, even though we can't see each other and be at practice with one another. At least we still got challenges that we can try compete as individuals.
Tell me, big games 2019, you've had one or two friendlies in 2020 already, but for you guys, the standout games, because we now are going back to that sort of hits and memories scenario. Thabo, for you, big games 2019, what stands out for you?
I'd have to say the Hammies game was quite a big one for us, just based on historical results there. Unimore as well, both games, the one that we played them in the league at home, and the one that we played them at home in the knockout stages. yeah, for me, those are the major ones. I don't know about you, Dylan.
I definitely think we've started very well in certain games. So I feel the Marty's game for me was very big and physical, as well as the Durban game. I think we came back in the end to beat Durban at Durban, which was a very, very memorable game for me. Especially it was cold, got dark very quickly, and it was quite tough to come back. And I think we played it very, very well.
Yeah. One of the highlights we thought we would look at is the False Bay Brackenfell game. Let's take a look at this game and you guys can give me your thoughts on this. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks. Big memories from that game, Tabo.
Again, as you can see in the highlights, we started very well. I think somewhere along the line somewhere along the line we just got a little bit complacent. But I also feel that Brackenfell, especially if you look at their results before that game we played against them, you could tell that they had that die-hard attitude within them. So combined with us taking our foot off the pedal, allowed them back into the game. And every time we dot down, they somehow seem to come back and dot down themselves, which made them a very tough team to play.
Yeah. Tabo, from your side then, you've jumped on board now as a captain at False Bay. That's a fairly big burden on your shoulders, or should I not say burden, but a big weight. You've got a big responsibility there. You've got a big club structure behind you, thousands of fans. How's that going for you?
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to the second season as skipper. I think I learned a lot in my first season. You always think you're capable of leading a side until the baton's passed to you, and then you have to start making the tough decisions and standing up to your senior players. Again, it's a massive honor for me as a player.
So, Dylan, next steps for you guys, is it just a question of sit back and wait now, stay busy in the meantime?
Yeah, I guess trying to stay fit and everything, not get fat and lazy. But yeah, we'd hopefully things maybe start happening soon, that we can, even if we don't play any games, just to get onto a training field and maybe play touch and see the guys and have a beer again would be a great accomplishment, I guess.
All right. Tabo, last word from your side. Of course, I'm sure you're passing on the motivational messages on a daily basis at the moment.
Yeah, I think to all clubs as well, coaches, management, I think it's important to stay in touch with the players, keep the players going, set challenges. I think that's the best way for us as rugby players to get through the situation, and then hopefully we'll get some rugby towards the end of the year.
Thanks for that, guys. Great stuff. It's of course sad that we have to talk to you under these conditions, but we're so thrilled to see that you look like you're in good shape, you're in good spirits, And from our side, we of course pass on our best to the rest of the guys at the Bay. And I'm sure the whole of Western Province Rugby will be watching tonight and hearing your positive messages. So take care that side, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There we go. There we go, folks. Thabo Nkongo is, of course, captain at False Bay, and Dylan Freiling, who's no stranger to the world of club rugby. That's absolutely sure. But certainly the guys there are in good spirits, and clearly managed to get things sorted out before lockdown, but obviously chomping at the bit to get back on the field. That, though, we'll have to wait a little bit longer and see what the announcements are. We'll come back after the break, and we'll carry on talking to the rest of our friends at Western Province Club Rugby. Welcome back, everybody. It's, of course, Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking to our friends of Western Province Club Rugby. Unfortunately, as we know, lockdown continues and there is no club rugby back just yet. But we hope for some good news as we go on during the year. Hopefully, we'll hear an announcement soon. Folks, one of the clubs that really had an excellent season in 2019, but also before that, was Albions. And joining me on the line now is the chairperson of Albions, Andre Kermis. Andre, dit is fantasties om vir jou aan die ander kant daar so te sien, meneer. Hoe gaan met jou?
Nee, goeienaand, meneer Nodien. Nee, dit gaan baie goed met myself. En ek hoop dit is ook dieselfde daar aan u kant.
Ja, maar Albions is natuurlijk niet strangers vir Cape Rugby nie. Ons het julle al baie op die TV gehad en dis altyd so indrukwekkend hoe julle speel. Ons sien oor die laaste paar jaar is Albions dikwels die number 1 try scorer in die liga sommer. Andre, is seker moeilik vir julle ouens sonder dat julle nou kontak het met die spelers soos julle gewoonlik het.
Ja, JP, dit is 'n groot uitdaging. Maar een ding kan ek vir u sê is dat ons probeer ook maar deur verskillende media forums ook op 'n gereelde en op 'n daaglikse basis met ons spelers, met die bestuur, met die afrigters en selfs met ons ondersteuners en oudlede in verbinding te bly. En ek moet sê dat almal gee regtig hulle samewerking en ons probeer net elke dag die kommunikasie onder mekaar te bevorder.
Maar Andre, julle het so baie sukses gehad in die laaste paar jaar. Ek moet dink dat julle platforms al klaar in plek was. Julle het klaar goeie kommunikasie met julle fans, met julle spelers. Anders sou julle nie hierdie sukses gehad het nie.
Ja, nee, JP, dit is so. Ons het in die begin van 2017 het ons as klub regtig 'n dingskram gehou en 'n paar groot veranderings teweeggebring. Ons het in die eerste plek het ons gaan kyk waar staan die klub ten opsigte van kompetisie en is ons kompeterend. En ons het 'n besluit gemaak dat ons regtig weer die klub soort van op die map wil bring en ons het groot veranderinge gemaak van konstitusionele verandering tot en met langtermynbeplanning. En ons as klub het dan ook 'n nuwe visie het ons aanvaar en elke speler met bestuurslede, met afrigters is deel daarvan en hulle weet presies wat van hulle verwag word. En die doelwitte, almal het ingekoop daarvan en almal werk hard om dit 'n sukses te maak.
Laas jaar was natuurlik julle eerste jaar in die Northern League, nadat julle so lekker gespeel het in die Parel Liga. Wat sou jy sê? Is die Northern League moeiliker? Is die Parel Liga is nogal sterk.
Kyk, JP, ek gaan nooit sê Parel die een liga sterker as die ander een nie, maar een ding wat ek vir u onopgewonde kan stel is dat die rugby en die Parel sterk en gesond is. Kyk, jy weet as jy 'n Saterdag teen 'n Parel se span gespeel het en ek neem ook aan baie van die ander klubs in die Westelike Provinsie Rugby Unie sal daarmee saamstem. Maar dan moet ek ook sê is dat ons spel of ons wedstryde in die noordelike kompetisie die streekkompetisie was net so hard en elke Saterdag het ons elke opponent die nodige respek betoon en ons het dit maar tussen die 4 lyne het ons die wedstryde maar gespeel en probeer wen.
Ja. Ek moet sê een van my laas jaar was seker een van my highlights van enige van my rugby naweke was om uit te kom daarso na Voordestraat. Ek dink daai game was teen Rangers miskien. Maar die gees en die fans, dit was net unbelievable. Ek meen daar was net duisende mense daarso en hulle het die mascots gehad wat op die velle geloop het met die overalls wat so halfpad deur gesny is. Ek meen dis baie julle is in so 'n lucky position.
Ja, nee, ek dink Albans en Parel Rangers kan net weer opreg vir beide spanne se ondersteuners en self die breë Parel se gemeenskap dankie sê dat hulle saam in die sukses kon gesmaak het van ons 5-jaarlikse derby wedstryd en ja, dit was regtig 'n groot oomblik geweest en dit was regtig 'n eer om deel te wees van daardie feesatmosfeer wat daar geheers het en ek moet sê dat Parel Rangers en Albans het hulle self oortref om soort van 'n goeie rugbydag op die tafel te kon gesit het vir die breë Parel en Boland se rugby familie.
Kom ons kyk gou-gou na daai game net om die memories terug te bring.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks.
Daar sê Andre, daai game as jy nou so na hom toe kyk, dit bring 'n paar memories back, né? Julle daarso uitgestap 17-10. Dis al die bragging rights.
Ja, nee, kyk, JP, ons het dit nie maklik gekry nie. Ek moet sê dat Parel Rangers het regtig het opgedag daardie Saterdag en ons het regtig net ons kop neergesit want dit was regtig 'n wedstryd wat ons graag wil gewen het. En want kyk, ons het in die jaar het ons baie harde wedstryde gehad. Ons het byvoorbeeld tweede geëindig in die Northern Region. Ons het die promosieliga kompetisie aangedurf. Ons het baie beserings ook in die gesig gestaar en ons het op so 'n manier het ons reg gekry vir die derby wedstryd. Maar dit was al 3 wedstryde was baie goeie wedstryde geweest en ek dink rugby het aan die einde van die dag geseëvier van die junior spanne ou Crocs en tot met die finale wedstryd.
Superliga C is daarom 'n ander storie. Dit raak moeiliker en moeiliker elke jaar. Elke keer as mens by 'n liga opkom, raak dit bietjie vinniger, bietjie swaarder. Wat sou jy sê is die van 'n rugby standpunt af is die dinge wat jy moet kan op konsentreer om suksesvol te kan wees in Superliga C?
Ja, kyk, ons het nou al gekyk na die Superliga C, die spanne wat ons teen gaan speel. Ons as rugby spelers en as klub besef dit gaan 'n groot taak is. Ons gaan ook nie vir onsself onrealistiese doelwitte stel nie. Maar een ding waarvan ons baie seker is dat ons moet nie ophou glo in ons eie vermoëns nie. Want ek sê altyd vir ons bestuur en dan ook in die afrigters is dat ons moet in onsself glo om sukses te haal en deur hard te werk moet ons ook glo dat ons ook vrugte daarvan sal pluk aan die einde van die dag. So niks sal op 'n skinkbord vir u gegee word nie. So Albans Rugby voetbalklub dra heeltemal kennis daarvan dat ons moet hard werk om sukses te behaal.
Andre, agter die scenes is dit natuurlik baie belangrik vir julle. Ek sien julle het nou oor die jare die dinge beter en sterker met meer en meer fans gehad, maar behind the scenes het 'n mens natuurlik borge nodig. Julle het seker 'n paar borge aan julle kant wat nogal belangrik is vir die picture.
Ja, JP, dit is so, ons was baie geseën geweest en ek wil ook dan net van hierdie geleentheid gebruik maak om elke borg dankie te sê en verskoon my gou net dat ek nou miskien nie die direkte oogkontak met u kom maak nie want die lys is nogal lank. Ek wil graag vir Perel Sport, Resafe Nutrition, L&R Computers, Ashley's Family's Restaurant, McDonald's Perel, EQ Feeds en dan ook Trewe en Jafta's busdienste daar in Franshoek vir hulle net opreg dankie sê vir alles wat hulle vir Albions doen.
So dit lyk my julle het nogal 'n variety daarso. Daar's ten minste McDonald's as die ouens gaan wan, hulle gou snack kry, dan het hulle Ashley's restaurant, hulle kan daarso 'n lekker family ding doen. Dan is daar L&R Computers wat vir die ouens rekenaars en alles kan gee en dan het julle sommer transport company ook wat vir julle kan op toer vat. So dit lyk my julle hele package daarso.
Ja, nee, ons kyk maar dat ons die dinge so doen, so dat ons nie net fokus op die dinge op die veld nie, maar ook van die veld. So ja, nee, maar ons is die Here groot, dit baie dankbaar daarvoor en nogmaals dankie vir elke borg wat regtig nie skroom om die klub te help nie.
Ja. Okay, Andre, ons is op daarso, ons sê vir jou dankie en alle bly veilig daai kant en ons gesels weer binnekort.
God bless, JP.
There we go, folks. Andre Karamis is, of course, chairman of Albions, and they've had a fantastic couple of years into Super League C now. I keep thinking of them as a Northern League outfit, but I was corrected. They're definitely Super League C. And, of course, we're looking forward to that. You want to see exciting rugby, you've got to get out to the Forestry or wherever the guys are playing, and you go look out for that derby. I thought that was one of my favorite events of the year, was watching that match between Albions and Paarl Rangers. And really, the fans were actually going crazy. It was really good. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back, we'll carry on talking to our friends of Western Province Club Rugby. Welcome back, folks. Of course, Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. I love doing this show. We're always chatting to our friends of Western Province Club Rugby. They're out there. People are still positive, even though they're not back in the park just yet. One of the top clubs in Western Province Rugby, certainly a popular club, of course, Gardens. And joining me on the line now is Cruz France. Cruz is the captain of Gardens Rugby Football Club. Cruz, how are you on your side, meneer? Nice to have you on the show.
Ja, lekker JP, kan nie klaar aan jou kant.
Dis gaan maar aan, ons bly maar onder die lockdown and we do the best that we can. Vertel ons 'n bietjie van die rugby by Gardens. Hoe's die gees? Praat julle met die spelers? Are you speaking to your friends?
Yeah, we connected still. We have a chat group and so. Some of the guys we made a home challenge. We had a home challenge. A lockdown challenge actually, sorry. A lockdown challenge, yeah. En so many mannen dat chat nog en so many mannen nog besig om te oefen en home challenge en so aan dus.
Nou vertel ons 'n bietjie van Gardens. Ek meen julle het soort van 'n bietjie van 'n breath of fresh air gehad in die laaste paar jaar.
Oh, as players het van reg oor die peninsula, aan Novapark, Menenberg, Mitchells Plain, Klom, eerste review events. Some of the players is like somebody the management staff het players gebring by die club en some players het players gebring by die club. En daai is hoe die players en ek nog players gebring het, so was dit 'n hele aanpas besigheid gewees is. En die gees by die klub was eintlik goed en die management, die staff. En ek kyk mooi agter die players, hulle die sponsors vir boots van die manne en al probleme wat eintlik het as jy travelling kos is 'n bietjie uit die wy kyk.
Ek wou nou net sê, is die travelling nie bietjie tricky nie, want ek meen mense soos jy sê, jy kom van oral in die Kaap, is daai nie bietjie moeilik vir die spelers nie?
Daai is eintlik die moeilikste, nie vir die spelers nie, maar vir die exec eintlik.
Vir die exec, hulle moet natuurlik seker maak dat die spelers okay is.
Ja, yes, hy sê ding is.
Alright, so Ons het 'n game hierso ten minste wat ons gaan na kyk. Dis natuurlik die Gardens Kelly's game. Baie mense sou gesê het dat daai 'n derby game is. So ons moet maar kyk na hierdie game.
Yes.
Kom ons kyk.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks.
Welcome back, folks. Yes, of course, we got on the line with us Cruz France. Cruz is, of course, captain at Gardens. And Gardens, of course, made their first year into Western Province Rugby officially last year. And Cruz, daai was 'n groot game, Kelly's. Vertel ons 'n bietjie van die spelers daar so in die span.
By Kelly's of by Gardens?
Oh, nee, die game teen Kelly's. Daar so maar van die Gardens span af.
Okay, ja, was 'n klomp. As goeie players by Kelly's is. Hy's goeie players by Kelly's. Maar omdat die manne by Kelly's gespeel het, dan speel hulle teen Gardens.
Ja.
Daar was anders rugby goed vir die dag amper nie. Ons moet rugby gebring het na hulle toe en ons het sy gedoen tweede helfte. En hy so die game gewen het, maar die players is lekker solid players.
As ons kyk na daai game daarso, dit lyk my net dat daar 'n goeie kombinasie was tussen die voorspelers en die agterspelers. Julle het nog die bal nogal geskuif.
Yes.
Is daar 'n paar name daarso van die spelers wat ons kan mention van die Gardens kant af?
Gardens kant af, ons scrum af Ibrahim.
Ja.
En ons flyer was tas Rugby maar afgegaan toe ko Irshad op Jabba. Irshad Jabba en daai waar ek moet change because Ibrahim en Irshad is die manne was connections dit aan die agtery en Ibrahim hy control die forwards lekker soos vir en Lenders luister vir my Lenders is sorry hy was 'n kaptein gewees is.
Okay.
En hy is die oudste in die team en dan Zamilla die senter en Nizam is die oudste senter maar dan Mulle sien maar dit sins dan is depend op defense of attack.
Ek wonder net wat kom nou volgende vir Gardens. Ek meen julle moet natuurlik bietjie vooruit dink. Die City League gaan nie makliker raak nie. Ander spanne raak ook sterker en sterker. Ons moet natuurlik wag om te sien wanneer ons weer mag speel. Maar daai is miskien in die toekoms, maar die volgende paar jaar vir Gardens, wat sou jy sê is die challenges wat julle moet opbou?
Die challenge is net players moet net bly by die klub hy's al. Hy's al en kos baie van die players, hulle is nou nie happy met sekere dinge wat gebeur by die klubie. Maar die challenges wat ek het is maar net man, soos ek gesê die teame wat van Super B afkom en hy is nou die grootste challenge op die dag van rugby.
Okay.
Maar die challenge vir die klub is dit transport, hy's al.
Transport, ja. En die groot spanne wat jy sou sê julle moet versigtig wees vir die toekoms?
Soos in die City League.
Ja.
Dus as Amadeus, Violets, Masipumalela, as ons nou Salauris, as ons nou maak en wat ons nou ken nou is.
So dit is nie maklik nie.
Ons is baie players wat van Violets afkom by Gardens ook. En sommige manne kom ook van Amadeus af, soos van reg oor die peninsula is, wat die players vandaan afkom.
Cruz, ons los hom daar so. Baie dankie dat jy met ons gesels het vanaand. En ons praat weer met julle binnekort, né?
Yes, dis 'n plesier, lekker aan verder.
Dankie Cruz. There we go, folks. Cruz France, of course, captain at Gardens. They made their first year officially into Western Province Rugby last year, and of course playing in the City League. They ended up fifth in the league there, and had some very interesting games. And if you have half a chance, you've got to go out. You've got to go to Gardens Rugby Field. It really must be one of the most beautiful sights in the world. If we're talking about rugby locations. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll carry on talking about rugby in Western Province. See you in a sec. Right, folks, welcome back. And of course, as you know, over the last few weeks, we've had a number of shout-out messages coming in on the shout-out WhatsApp line. Let's quickly run through some of those. Great message here from Rian van Sale. He says, don't worry, guys. Rugby will be back. We don't know when, but it is coming. Don't be too hasty. We've got to get past the virus first. Rather safe than sorry. And just stay fit. Look after yourself. And let us just come past this virus together. Good luck to all of you. That was from Rian van Sale. So a very positive message there. And then all the way from Port Elizabeth. Hi JP, I'm from Port Elizabeth. I love rugby. I was an active player in those 60s and 70s after retirement. I watched these youngsters playing, and there are opportunities for the boys. All take advantage of the opportunity, but rugby is looking healthy in the Western Cape. And then we've got a great little shout out here. Again, unfortunately no name, but a shout out here to the Goodwood Rugby boys. And we've got a nice picture that was sent in here by Gershwin Philander. Gershwin looks like he's playing for Paarl Rugby Club. Nice picture there from Gershwin. Hope you're staying safe out there. And then a shout out here from Warren Goosen. And Warren Goosen is sending a shout out to the players at the Northerns Rugby Club, Noordlikes. So Warren Goosen, thank you very much for that message. Folks, the WhatsApp line, send us your messages or videos of support, and we'll do the best that we can to share those. So thanks to all of you that did send in some messages. Folks, as we've been talking about over the last few weeks, Jerome Parvard is currently holding this Western Province Rugby 2.5 course. We thought we'd get him back on the line to give us a little bit of an update on how things are going. Jerome, hoe gaan dinge daar by jou?
Lekker JP, dankie. Dis vandag 'n lekker dag gewees en ek hoor dit storm môre, maar die dag was hom lekker vandag.
Ja, Jerome, ja, ons bly nog steeds aan die lockdown, maar soos almal weet, jy's nog baie besig in die laaste paar weke. Laasweek het julle natuurlik vir Labib Levy op die kursus gehad. En soos ek nou verstaan, het julle hierdie week vir Chippy Solomons gehad.
Ja, JP, so ons het nou die afgelope 3 weke het ons baie belangrike manne gehad om met die manne te praat. Ek meen, jy was die eerste belangrike man wat gepraat het met die manne. Hy jou presentation gegee het wat baie goed was, en toe ja, in verlede week het ons vir Labib gehad, en die week het ons vir Chippy gehad. Chippy het 'n bietjie gepraat oor die manne, oor die verhouding tussen die coach en die manager se verhouding en wat die manager doen.
Daai moet seker nogal interessant wees. Ek meen, dis nogal lekker. Ek kan imagine vir 'n afrigter om daai eerstehandse information te kry. Ek meen, iemand soos Chippy Solomons wat op 'n klubvlak al baie experience gehad het, en dan natuurlik op Currie Cup vlak en Stormers vlak. Dis die hoogste vlakke wat 'n mens kan kry. So om first hand daai informasie te kry dis baie waardevol.
Ja, dit was baie goed en soos jy sê Chippy, hy's 'n groot klapman. Hy's 'n wat se erepresident van Kuilsrivier Rugby. En ja, ek kom al lank pad in die klap rugby aan en weet presies wat 'n coach benodig. Hy was ook 'n coach gewees voor hy bestuurder was. So hy het goed met die manne gepraat en gesê sy foute wat hy 'n coach was, wou hy amper die bestuurder se werk ook gedoen het, maar so het hy geleer dat elkeen het 'n rol om te speel en die coach moet sy job doen en die bestuurder moet sy job doen. Die coach moet eintlik vir die bestuurder meer werk gee, maar party coaches dink hulle moet alles doen. So dit was baie goed, ja.
Ek meen wanneer ons nou na die storie kyk as 'n span bestuurder soos Chippy nou, dis nie 'n kwessie van sakke dra nie, né?
Nee, dis presies, dis wat Chippy vir hulle gesê het, maar hy het ook gesê as dit daarby uitkom, dis nie net dat hy 'n baadjie en 'n das dra nie. As hy die sakke moet dra, dan dra hy die sakke, maar hy het 'n groter rol om te vervul en in terme van die reëlings en seker te maak dat die manne is op tyd vir die bus as hulle weggaan of op die lughawe. Dis maar dieselfde wat die bestuurders hier moet doen in terme van as hulle travel na ander velde toe. So hy het dit goed geskets vir die coaches wat en hulle moet soort van die bestuurder los om sy werk te doen.
Om 'n spanbestuurder te wees, baie soos jy nou sê, baie dinge betrokke. Ek meen as jy natuurlik op daai vlak is, dan moet jy dink oor dinge soos passports en allerlei spelers se inligting ook. Ek neem aan mense is baie die link tussen die speler en die afrigter.
Ja, en wat Chippy ook gesê het, dit is meer as dit, JP, dis ook die speler, as 'n speler beseer raak, het jy die spelers sy mense of sy ouers of sy broers of susters, het hy al hulle besonderhede wat ek dink ons vat dit vir granted, maar iets kan gebeur en dan weet jy nie vir wie om te skakel nie. So jy moet al hy besonderhede by jou hê. As hy iets gebeur, moet jy dit weet, want hy weet presies van elke speler. Hy het al hulle besonderhede by hulle as hulle gaan speel, dan weet hy presies as iets gebeur of hy die ouetjie se ma moet bel of hy sy pa moet bel of suster of wie ook al die naaste is.
Ja.
So dit is een van die belangrike goed wat hy ook vir die afrigters gesê het en wat hy later met die bestuurder sal bespreek.
Het die bestuurder enigiets te doen met die technical analysis of dinge soos daai aan die professional kant of die klubkant?
Kyk, wat Chippy ook duidelik gesê het, omdat hy toe hy begin het hy, want kyk, Chippy het eers begin met my, dis so amper 20 jaar terug, toe ek die Woudekom span afgerig het, toe ek uit Italië het gekom het, en hy was ook 'n coach gewees, en dan het hy altyd gedink dat hy kan sê hoe die span moet lyk en wat hy moet doen, maar later het hy uitgevind, hy is die bestuurder van die span, en die coach is die coach, so hy is niks te doen met die kies van die span, of tegniese goed nie, hy fokus net op sy werk.
Is daai belangrik as jy nou sê, okay, ek meen dit lyk my dat deesdae kan 'n mens amper besluit waar in rugby wil jy jou job hê. Jy kan 'n afrigter wees of 'n assistent afrigter of 'n fisio of 'n dokter. Spanbestuurder is natuurlik een van daai loopbane amper wat jy kan vat. Sou jy saamstem?
Ja, dis definitief, en dis een van die aspekte waar ons baie praat met die coaches en gesê, luister, jy moet jou mense rondom jou gebruik. As daar 'n ou oomie is wat baie praat by die veld en hy ken baie, gebruik die ou, sê, nou jy gaan nou my tegniese goed doen. Trek hom in, sê vir hom, jy ken mos nou lekker die spel, so ek gaan jou gebruik om my tegniese goed te doen. As daar iemand is wat goed is met medies, dan sê, ek gaan jou gebruik om my noodhulp te doen. Maar ons het die coaches gesê, hulle moet meer vrymoedigheid hê om meer mense te gebruik in die klub. Daar's baie mense wat wil gebruik wees, maar die afrigters wil te veel doen. So ons bemoedig hulle om meer mense te gebruik.
Jerome, dankie. Ons los dit daarso. Lekker om met jou te gesels. Wat is nou volgende week vir jou op die kursus?
Ja, volgende week, soos jy weet, ek en Nazim Adams, ons bied die kursus aan. So volgende week gaan ons die ouetjie se huiswerk vir die week is om 'n 'n dagbeplanning te doen, hoe hy sy dag beplan as hy gaan coach, en dan 'n weekly schedule, en dan ook 'n monthly schedule. Hulle die week is dit hulle huiswerk, en dan gaan ek en Nazem maandag aand gaan ons 'n bietjie uitbrei oor hoe ons goed doen op 'n meer soort van professionele vlak. Hoe lyk 'n dagprogram vir ons? Hoe lyk 'n weekprogram? Hoe lyk 'n maandprogram? Ons het selfs 'n jaarbeplanning ding wat ons vooruit doen. En so volgende week gaan ons daaroor praat oor die beplanning van 'n oefensessie.
Wanneer is jou laaste week? Is dit nou volgende week?
Volgende week is week 5 en dan die laaste week is dan die week na dit, ja.
Okay.
Maar soos dit nou lyk, ons het gedink ons het alles klaar, maar ons mag miskien nog 'n week ingaan van dit. Die tyd het so gou gegaan, die 6 weke. En ek moet sê die manne is baie entoesiasties. Hulle doen hulle huiswerk en almal neem deel in die gesprek, soos jy self weet, dat die manne neem deel. So die manne geniet dit. Ek dink hulle kyk uit na maande aan om 'n bietjie meer oor rugby te kan praat.
Ja, nee, dit is baie lekker. Okay, Jerome, ons los hom daarso en ons sê natuurlik vir jou dankie vir die catch-up en veilig daai kant en sê vir almal ons sê bly veilig.
Dankie JP, jy moet ook veilig bly.
Dankie. There we go, folks. Jerome Parvat, of course, Western Province Rugby, and they've got this interesting coaches course running at the moment, 2.5, which really is designed to be the bridge between the Level 2 course and the World Rugby Level 3 course. Folks, that's a wrap for us here this evening on Cape Rugby TV. And we'll say to you, of course, remember, pay attention to all the lockdown regulations, pay attention to all the health and safety protocols, isolate as much as you can, and stay safe out there. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks.